4.4 Part 6 talks about simple harmonic motion. It says an object whose position relative to an equilibrium position at time t can be described by either y equals a sine of omega t or y equals a cosine of omega t with omega greater than 0. And I believe that W looking thing is called omega. I am not where I can actually check it right this moment to verify it, so if I find out that I'm wrong, I will definitely let you know. Anyways, that is said to be in simple harmonic motion. So the amplitude is still the absolute value of A, but it's the maximum distance from the object attained from its equilibrium position. So again, it's from that center of the wave up to the top, or the center of the wave to the bottom of it. The period is going to be 2 pi over omega, and it is the time it takes for the object to complete one full cycle. It's the same as 2 pi over b, because if you notice, omega is in the place where b normally is. And then your frequency of the motion is the reciprocal of the period. So it's omega over 2 pi, and it gives the number of cycles completed per unit of time. So let's look at example 1 there. It says, suppose that a ball attached to a spring is pulled down 6 inches and released, and the resulting simple harmonic motion has a period of 8 seconds. We're going to write an equation for the ball's simple harmonic motion. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to give ourselves a visual of this. So let's do a graph. Alright. So it tells us that the ball is attached to a spring and it's pulled down 6 inches and then released. So when we go to graph this, it's going to start down here at -6 because it's pulled down 6 inches. It's released, simple harmonic motion, so we're going to go up 6 inches and then come back down. And it says that resulting simple harmonic motion has a period of 8 seconds. So right here where it comes back down is 8 seconds. Write an equation for the ball's simple harmonic motion.
Once again, folks, seatbelt signs on. Please turn to your seats, check your seatbelts.
Okay, sorry about that. So let's go through and let's figure out what we know. So we know that our A value, our amplitude here is 6 because it was pulled 6 inches down. Now, am I going to use it that my A is a +6 or a -6? Well, we have to decide whether we're going to use sine or cosine to write this equation with. Remember, sine always starts at the origin there. So, did this one start at the origin, or did it start above or below? Well, it started below. So remember, cosine always starts at the top. Just think about it. If I took the point up there at the top loop point I just put there, and I reflect it, that would make it start at the bottom. So that means that my A value is actually going to be -6 because it's a reflection. And it means we're also going to use cosine in our equation. Alright, so let's start writing our equation. So we got y equals. We know our A is a -6. We said we're going to use cosine, but now we need our B value. How do we find B? What's associated with B? Well, to find B, that has to do with my period. So remember our period, oops, sorry, it's a little bumpy here. Our period is 2 pi over B. Do we know our period? Remember, it told us it took 8 seconds to complete one cycle. Or it told us it had a period of 8 seconds. So that means 8 is equal to 2 pi over B. And so let's just solve for B. So we can either multiply by the denominator or you can cross multiply, whichever. Either way, you'll get 8b equals 2 pi divided by the 8. And so we know that B is pi over 4. So I got pi over 4. And then I've got x. But now, to find our C, that would be our phase shift. C tells us how far did it move from that y-axis. Well, this is on the y-axis, so it didn't move at all. So there is no C value. And to see if it's a D value, you have to see, is it centered around something other than the x-axis? Well, if you look here, it went 6 below and 6 up, which is what simple harmonic motion does. If it's simple, that means it's centered on your x-axis, so therefore we don't have a D value. So this right here would be our equation. And you could write that as, if you wanted to, as -6 cosine of pi over 4x.